fucking out here. Oh no. Okay, so the audio sounds kind of toes out, boys. Toes out, boys and girls. Welcome. Okay, how we sounding? We sounding good? We sounding good? We on the mic? We spitting shit? Lads. Fuck. It feels like I know even less of what I'm doing this time than last time. Oh man. Okay, here we go. Let's get into it. Don't just make a band. I mean, like, don't, like, make a band. Like, but by this I don't mean like don't make a band full stop, obviously. Like, if no one made a band, there I don't need to say this, but there'd be like very little music out there in the world. Obviously, make a band if you're passionate about music. What I mean by this is don't just start a band for the sake of starting a band. Don't just make it so you can say you're in a band or so you think you can become more popular, because to be honest, dude, no one really cares. You should be starting a band because you love making music with other people. Like, that's how bands work, you know, you're like in like a little group with people. What is this video? You should start a band because you want to make music with others as a collective. The career of a musician such as myself is plagued with cliches and stereotypes. I'm actually in a band, yeah. I'm actually the guitarist for like a new indie band. It's up and coming, dude, don't worry. We started like yesterday. You don't just become popular because you can play the guitar. That might have been how it worked when you were in secondary school or like high school or whatever the fuck. But again, the truth is no one really cares. You know, I'm sorry, my guy, but it's kind of just the way it is. In fact, people actually tend to not like you if you say you're in a band in certain situations.
Run.
Oh, there's so much phlegm. I'm not sick. I'm not. I know in the last video I was sniffing. You hear that? My nose is fine. It's now my throat, which is arguably worse. A lot of people who are in bands expect it to take off like immediately. This is a really stupid way of looking at it. To be honest, in my opinion, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, sure. Things that require you to be creative take time to gain momentum and like a following. So this isn't just like for music or for bands or whatever, it's also for stuff like YouTube, like what I'm doing here. I know that this is like my second proper video, even though I have 2 videos up on my channel already. I'm counting this as like my second proper video because there were things, the 2 videos before this. Yeah, so like the other 2 videos on my channel, I'm not counting them as like my first videos. Oh, it just got really dark. Sick. So people expect, you know, like their band to take off immediately, like I said in the first point, and they expect like an immediate following overnight and gain momentum instantly without ever having done anything. And I'm sorry to say, but that's not actually how life works. This sounds like I'm being such a dickhead. It's the people who like don't try, who don't put in any work into what they're actually like pretending to do. I'm not saying all bands are like this. It's actually a very few amount of them are like the people that I'm describing in this video. They're the type of people to be like, oh yeah, dude, I play guitar in a band, and then having like if they have like an Instagram page or like a SoundCloud or something or Spotify, they have like 1 song and they've been going for like 2 years. Like I said, things like this take time, but they also require consistency. It's off center, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Everything fucking dropped. Oh my god. So pretty much I just dropped everything. I dropped my whole setup and not my laptop, but oh my god. So like I said, things like this take time. So if you're not consistent with even the genre that you're playing, it'll be hard to maintain a steady stream of growth no matter what avenue of content or art you're pursuing. This is because, at least at the start, it's better to appeal to a general audience and kind of wait till you have like a following and you have traction to start experimenting a bit more. So this is not to say that you can't experiment at all at the start. You know, obviously, if you want to express yourself through different styles or different techniques, obviously go ahead, go for it, man. No one cares that much unless, you know, if it's good, that's even better. You know, obviously if music's good, you're gonna get out there. But no, what I mean is like if you're like every single time you like play a different song on like one album, let's say you've one album and each song is a different genre, people aren't going to know what you guys are actually into playing. But it's generally better at the start to start growing like a brand, so like, you know, so you can stick to it very easily, you actually enjoy what you're doing, and that you think that your bandmates and the public will like. And then you can use this brand to jump off from when you are happy you've had enough, like you've gained enough momentum with the band. So a lot of time people put like a lot of work into like constantly releasing music, you know, like every like month or like every couple months, you know. And there's a very, very fine line you want to walk with consistency and like the quality of your content. So like obviously quantity versus quality, there's like a very fine line that you need when actually trying to make it in this business. Like a lot of people will rush things out even when they're like not happy with it, just so they can say they've uploaded like, or they've put out another album or another EP or whatever, just so that they can stick with their own internal schedule that they've made for themselves, even though it might not be that realistic. Not to say that it's impossible to do both. A great example of this is Villages, like the Irish band, but he writes, records, produces and masters all of his own tracks, and he's coming out with like about an album every like 4 months, which is like very, very, very hard to do. But he has really, really gotten like the hang of like such a quantity of quality music out to the world every like couple months. But it's a lot more stressful as a thing. I would suggest to just take a little bit more time with your music, you know, make sure that you're actually as happy with it as you can be, because not everything you make you're going to be happy with. And sometimes you do just have to, like, if it's like your first song or your first EP or whatever it is, and you're not quite happy with it, but everything is there, you're just something off about it, I just release it at that point. Like, if everything's there, you know, just go for it. Like, just do it, because obviously you're going to get criticism no matter what, no matter how good or what even like the thing that you're releasing is. So yeah, just do it. Even if you're not happy with it, you'll know that yourself, but just try to see what's good about the thing you've just released or are planning to release. I know that sounds kind of contradictory, but what I mean is you're never going to be completely happy with what you released, to be honest. Like, there's always something, and you're always going to be like, oh no, give me a couple more weeks, even if everything's there, like I said, but you're just going to have to release it at that point. So in conclusion, if you're going to make a band, just kind of take a couple weeks before you start, like if you're in a band, before you even make the band, to just think about, you know, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, who you're going to play with. You know, that's very important. You need a really good band dynamic. Try to be as prepared as you can be without overthinking it, obviously, because if you overthink it, you'll never get around to doing it, really. But then just go for it. Once you've planned out, you know, like a general kind of very vague plan that you can stick to quite easily, just go for it. See if it's truly what you want to do, because people do start bands and are really, really into it, and they haven't thought about it as much as they should have, and then their passion starts to degrade over time. So then they'd like fall out with their bandmates. So basically, a lot of people imagine the result as what is the most rewarding thing about any like art, but in my opinion, it's actually the journey of getting there. And I know that sounds like some motivational crap that, like, Gary Vee would just like put up, but to be honest, dudes, it's the truth. You know, you really have to fucking love doing what you do, you know. And what you do as a songwriter, you know, you make songs, you write songs, you record them, you produce them, you mix, you edit, you know, all that sort of stuff. You have to love that with a fucking passion. And if you don't, you're just not going to do it. You know, it's like anything in life. Being a songwriter is not a job. It's like, it's so much more than that. There's so many things that go into it. It's such an interesting fucking career to have. Try to figure out what you love to do. If it's music, fucking go for it, dude. You know, just do it. It's so fun. It's so fun, I'm telling you. But obviously, if that's not what you love, don't do it. Don't like feel like you should be pressured into making a band because that's what everyone does, or that's what people, you know, who are cool do, because they're not cool. They're just douchey. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. And yeah, if you wouldn't mind just like scrolling down the video a little bit and just subscribing. If you subscribe to my channel and I see you in person, I'll give you a free cookie. You get a free cookie for doing a free thing. It's such a good deal. Obviously, if you don't want to, fuck it, who cares? Yeah, so I hope you guys have a good day. And goodbye. Big love.